Do you think na may impact itong mga sinasabi ni Zaldico kahit na walang affidavit?
Oo, sa tingin ko may impact yan kasi nabubuo yung storya sa isip ng tao kung ano talaga nangyari. May impact siya kahit hindi sworn affidavit dahil natutugma yung kwento, lalong-lalo na nung testimony ni Gutesa. May impact siya dahil lahat naman haka-haka dati, ngayon pinatutuon niya. So, it is debilitating for Malacanang, for the institution of the presidency.
Naku, mamaya na ho natin pasadahan yung interview na yan itong si Prof. Malutiquilla dito kay Atty. Karen Jimeno diyan sa Billionaire News Channel. Ito pinga, diretsahan na. Wala nang maraming wala nang maraming cheche-bureche. Nakikipag-jamming ka na ba sa kanila? Nakikipag-jamming ka na ba sa Malacanang? Ibig sabihin ng jamming, nakikipagkantahan ha? Nakikipagkantahan ka na ba sa kanila? Anak ng Petrang Garapata. Halimbawa ho mga kababayan, si Juan magtatayo ng military junta, civilian military junta. Alam na ho nila na aso ni Marcos Jr. itong mama na to. Siya pa ho talaga ang haayain nila. Anak ng Petrang Garapata, baka kayo dyan kayo magbabarkada, talagang yung imagination nyo, ibang klase. Pambihira mga kababayan. Todo ho depensa to. Hindi niya kamag-anak, hindi niya kaano-ano. Mas nasaktan pa ho siya dun sa mga kapatid nung sinabihang adik ni Senator Amy Marcos, itong si Marcos Jr. Paano nyo aayain siya civilian military junta tong mama na to? Brad, ilagay din natin sa ayos yung ating mga pasabog. Hindi porket senador ka, dati nga naging chief PNP, nagtago-tago ka dati. Ngayon pagka nagsalita ka, ganun na lang namin tatanggapin lahat na sinasabi mo. Pero bago yan mga kababayan, isang like at isang subscribe, masaya na ho tayo dyan sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community. Yung join button, nandiyan lang ho sa baba. Ngayon na nga, re-recta ho kagad tayo dito sa mga imagination itong si Pinky. Pinky, banatan mo.
Sir, tungkol lang dun sa civilian military junta, you have any information about it po?
Yeah, not only information kasi may mga may message na sort of confirming na meron talagang such move, but only on the part of some retired military and PNP officials. Wala namang kumontak na active.
So, were you invited to join po?
Yes.
Hindi nga. Inimbatahan daw siya sa civilian military junta. Hindi nga. Anak ng toka, yung nag-imbita sa'yo, baka yung guni-gini mo. Parang yung mga ilinabas mong mga flood, sandamukal na kontraktor na congressman na hindi mo pinangalanan. Nagkanda gulo-gulo na usapan, wala ka pa rin pilalabas na pangalan. Parang yan yung mga flood control project na iyong binida nung nag-privilege speech ka. Ano yan, guni-guni rin? Natutulog ka, bigla-bigla nagising ka, inimbitahan ako sa isang civilian military junta. Pagka tinanong ako sa gilid ng News 5, sasabihin ko, inimbitahan ako. Anak ng Petrang Garapata. Walang individual na nasa tamang katinuan na magtatayo ng civilian military junta at iimbitahan nila ang isang pinglakson na kung saan alam at kilalang taga-tanggol nitong si Marcos Jr. Dahil nyo pa nga magkapatid, dahil nyo pa mag-best friend. Baka mag-ama kayo. Baka ikaw ang tunay na ama nitong si Marcos Jr. Anak ng tawa, mas nasaktan daw ho siya. Ang dating isang buhay ng Pilipino, mas nasaktan pa tong mama na to. Kaysa kay Red Marcos, kay Francis Leon. Mas nasaktan ka pa dun sa mga tunay na kapatid. Nung sinabihan ni Amy Marcos na adik yan si Marcos Jr., na di umano adik yung amo mo. Iyatuloy mo, Brad.
Join at saka maging part. Just in case. Ako naman, hindi naman ako nagre-reply Talagang
Hindi raw siya nagre-reply hindi ako magre-reply. Magre-reply lang dyan pagka yayayain na siya mag-jamming sa Malacanang. Magkantahan, mag-inuman, di ba? Kanta-kanta sila doon, di ba? Doon sa gilid, singot-singot sila. Pero itong siping, kanta-kanta lang yan, tingin ko. Tingin ko, laging kinakanta niyan yung lakas tama. Brad, lakas tama.
In dead ma.
Kailan po ito nangyari, sir? Before the INC
series
rally?
Yeah, before the INC. Nag-escalate noong before the INC rally. Nag-escalate noong lumabas si Zaldico. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung meron pa nung after ng speech ni Senator Amy. So kaya
ba't di mo alam? Dapat alam mo yan. Alam mo yan. Anak na to, ikaw pa bang hindi may alam? Alam mo yan. Pabihira ka naman. Namiss mo ba ako, Pink? Pinky, namiss mo ba ako? Alam mo yan. Ikaw pa ba? Alam mo lahat eh. Yun nga ang mga kontraktor, alam mo eh. Kasi hindi mo nga lang pinangalanan. Ilang kontraktor ba sinasabi nitong unggoy na to? Diba, may gitata sa 100 kung di ako nagkakamali. Ni isa, wala siyang pinangalanan. Hindi niya pinangalanan hindi ko papangalanan. Baka kopyahin niya pa eh. Mahilig mangopyahin si Pinky eh.
Kaya nga sabi ko, di ba, kung ako yung mag-analyze, mukhang calibrated.
Calibrated.
Mukhang sunod-sunod yung mga pangyayari.
Sunod.
Na yun, mukhang coordinated or orchestrated. And
Mukhang coordinated, mukhang orchestrated. Palakpakan ho natin. Yung mga choices of word nitong si Marcos tuloy. Nakakamukha mo na kasi Brad eh. Nitong si Pinky eh. Talagang napaka-orchestrated at coordinated.
calibrated.
Retired police and military po ito, sir.
Yeah.
Oo. Sir, ano gustong mangyari? Bababain si BBM, pero ba?
Hindi lang yun. Talagang reset. Meaning, pati some groups yung ibang groups kasi nagko-call sila, total reset. Parang wala ang presidente, wala ang vice president. Tapos maski yung succession hindi po pwede. So civil military junta.
Ba't hindi po kayo pumayag, sir?
Unconstitutional eh. Hindi
Unconstitutional. Pero yung pagmamariwana ng almusal, yung pagkokoka ng presidente, di umano, sabi ni Senator Amy Marcos, constitutional yon. Anak ng toka, ikaw talaga Pinky ha. Civilian military junta, unconstitutional. Pero yung mismong kapatid na nagsabi na adik di umano ang Pangulo, constitutional. Palakpakan! Pambihira. Ikaw talaga Pinky, na-miss kita sa totoo lang. Hindi kita nagawa na reaction video kahapon eh. Nakita ko lang ito, may nag-send sa akin, no? Sabi PH. Ito si Pinky may dinadaldal na naman, oh. Sabi ko, ano naman bang dinadaldal ni Pinky? Hinaya daw siya ng civilian military junta, hindi siya sumama. Si Raulo ba yung nagyaya sa kanya? Baka nagja-jamming sila sa Malacanang. Baka si Marcos Jr. nga, di ba? Linapitan naman daw siya di umano nung abogado nitong si Saldico. Nakikipag-areglo. Anak na to, fall guy, yung kliyente mo ng administrasyon, presidente, tapos makikipag-areglo ka sa nagsasabi kay Saldico na siya ang mastermind dito sa kalokohan na to. Ano kasi Raulo? Ito namang isa. Alam naman nila na mas nasaktan pa itong mama na to nung sinabihan na adik ni Senator Amy Marcos, itong si Marcos Jr. Partida siya pa kinaya sa civilian military. Palakpakan! Ibang level. Pinky, ibang level ka na. Ika nga, hindi na kita basta iba ka na. Matindi ka na ngayon.
Hindi sa hindi pumayag, hindi ako nagre-reply. Hindi ako sumasagot. Kaya nga dead na. Kasi kung magre-reply ka, may discussion pa eh.
Gaano po kasama yung pwede?
Dead mo. Ito si Pinky na ano na yan. Kumbaga, yan na talaga yung nature niya, yung pa-importante. Dapat pagka nagsalita siya, relevant siya. Dapat pagka binuka niya bunganga niya, dapat lahat nalalabas sa bunganga niya, kapani-paniwala lahat. Diba? Yung credibility niya. Anak ng towa. Yung kay Master Sergeant Torly Gutesa, pinatotohanan na ng lahat, pati mismong amo niya at ng mga ebidensya. Hindi, medyo ano pa yung credibility niyan. Hindi ako naniniwala dyan. Hindi, ano yan, nagsinungaling sa isa, pwedeng magsinungaling sa lahat. Yun, di ba? Pero valid naman yung panunumpa niya sa Senado. Pero pagka pwedeng nagsinungaling sa isa, pwedeng nagsinungaling sa lahat. Palakpakan! Yan si Ping. Di ba? Oh.
Idulot sa bansa?
Masama kasi very, very few countries like yung sa Burkina Faso ba yan? Yun lang medyo successful.
Tanong, kung sakali bang magkaroon ng civilian military junta, pabor ba tayo o against? Depende. Unconstitutional yun eh, pero kung yun ang gusto ng karamihan, depende. Diba? Hindi tayo sang-ayon kasi unconstitutional yan eh. Pero kung nangyari na ang nangyari, nakadepende pa rin tayo kung lalaban o hayaan natin yan. Diba? Pero unconstitutional yan. Hindi tayo pabor dyan. Doon lang tayo siya ika nga. Pag tinanggal si presidente, papalit si vice president. Doon tayo. Diba? pagtanggal ng mga impeachable government official, ita natin ng impeachment. Yun yung constitutional. Kung anong pinagkasunduan natin sa saligang batas, yun ang ating sundin. Ngayon, pagka yung iba talagang naburyong na dito kay Bangag, hindi na nila masigmura mga kabangagan niya, gumalaw sila, magagawa natin, ganun talaga. Pero, wag lang ibigay sa mga makakaliwang grupo. Wag lang kasama yung mga MPA. Okay tayo dyan. Yung talagang mga retired military personnel na talagang mayroong tunay na pagmamahal sa bayan at mayroong malasakit sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Ano na tayo dyan, ika nga. And magagawa natin, ganun ang gusto nila, di ba? Wala tayong magagawa doon. Ngayon, pero kung sakaling ang gustong kumuha sa pamahalaan ang mga makakaliwang grupo, anak ng tawa, magkakagulo tayo. Kahit ako, di ako sangayon dyan. Anak ng tawa, hindi pwede yan. Mga siraulo yung mga makakaliwa na yun eh. Kung bangag ang administration na to, pagka ang humawak sa kang gobyerno, yung mga komunista na yan, papariwara Pilipinas, nakita nyo ho yung North Korea, magiging ganun tayo. Mga siraulo yan. Mga siraulo yung mga yan eh. Wala naman sa tamang katinuan yan. Hindi ako, wala naman ideology yung mga yan eh. Extortionist yung mga yan. Pero pagka yan, hinawakan ng mga retired military, kung talagang meron tunay na pagmamahal dito sa bansa na to, yun magagawa natin, ganun talaga, palakpakan. PH double standard kayo. At least, kung mangyari ang mangyari, yung mga hahawak dyan, meron totoong pagmamahal sa bayan. Diba? Pero hindi tayo sangayon dyan. Siyempre tayo, ika nga, law-abiding citizen. Doon tayo sa Constitution. Ano sinabi ng Constitution? Pag nag-resign ng presidente, papalit ang president. Di ba, Senator Ping? Vice President. Ganun lang yun.
Kasi yung kapitan na nag-take over, maganda yung takbo kasi the Captain Traore. Yeah. Kasi maganda yung tension. He retained his salary as a captain. Hindi siya nagbago ng rank. Tapos naging super nationalistic. Pinalayas niya yung mga foreign investors na nag-exploit actually ng kanilang natural resources. Yeah. Yun. Pero very seldom na makarinig tayo ng military junta na maganda yung kinalabasan. And I don't think it will...
Ayaw mo bang subukan, Brad? Wala namang mawawala sa'yo kung susubukan. Magtiwala ka lang, iga nga, di ba? Huwag masyadong ito naman si Pinky.
Apply, meaning yung good results or output or outcome mangyayari rito.
Can we say unstable ang government because of this? Yung may mga nagbabanta po ng
Hindi
military?
naman unstable, kundi sinasamantala nila yung perception nila na unstable yung government. Kaya nga sabi ko, mukhang orchestrated lahat yung series of events leading up to the INC rally. Di ba mayroon pang gusto mag-infiltrate na sasali sa INC rally? Ang intention was to march to Malacanang. Hindi lang pinayagan ng INC na pinalis nila yung mga BBM design, di ba? Iba naman yon.
Iba yung mga yon. Pero doon sa mismong INC rally, nananawagan sila ng BBM resign. Iba yon. Yung mga gustong sumali na nananawagan ng BBM resign, hindi nila pinasali. Pero yung mga ibang umakyat sa entablado, BBM resign. Diba? Ganun yun. Iba yun. Yung isa nga umakyat dyan sa ANC rally, ano sabi niya? Uwi na tayo ng Ilocos. hindi lang BBM resign yun eh. Anak ng toko, adik ang kapatid ko, maniwala kayo. Di ba? Yun eh. Ang bira.
Stated kasama yung paglabas ni Zaldico?
Yeah, yun ang analysis ko. That's my own analysis.
Ang ingay naman ni Senator Ligarda. Meron pa kaming moment nitong shipping Lacson. Mamaya ka na, Sen Ligarda. By the way, pinapakumusta ka ni Dong Gonzales.
Hindi ko sinasabing yun ang hard fact. Yun ang, kasi serious eh. Parang yung pulo, parang yung pag-percolate, parang minamaximize para talaga magalit yung mga tao.
So this is orchestrated by who?
Ha?
Sino po nag-orchestrate?
Yung mga groups na interested.
Sino ba yung mga group na interested?
Overthrow the government.
Meron talagang obvious na moves na i-overthrow yung government.
Yung message sa inyo, sir, invitation. Tama ba?
Well, in so many words.
Ayun na nga mga kababayan, yun ho ang naging interview nitong si Pinky dito dyan sa Senado. No? Typical Pinky. Typical Pinky, pa-importante. Gusto niya lahat na lumabas sa bunganga niya, kapani-paniwala, credible. Diba? Pero itong si Master Sergeant Orly Gutesa, medyo sketchy. Diba? Sketchy. Yun lang naman yun mga kababayan. Kayo na humala kung paniwalaan nyo si Pinky. Ano na yan? Isa na lang sa mga clown sa Philippine politics para sa akin. Kailanman hindi na magkakakredibilidad itong mama na to sa akin. Kahit ano pa. Kahit na kasi unyango yan eh. Pagka kulimbala, naging presidente na si VP Sara at yun naman ang mangyayari dyan at hindi mapipigilan niya na kung sino man. Sigurado magiging Duterte supporter ulit ang gulong na yan. Diba? For sure yan. Diba Pink? Pink? O baka Leni Robredo ka nun. Sa bagay, pare-pares naman kayong lutang eh. Dito tayo kay Prop. May walang sound sa you.
Martin Araneta are involved in smuggling issues, being involved with rights.
Teka lang, balikan muna natin. From the top.
Good morning, Attorney Jimeno, and good morning to all your televiewers.
Let's start with the latest.
Palakpakan muna natin itong si Atty. Karen Jimeno. Sa mga natin yung crush na abogado. PH! Ba't lahat na lang ng taga-bilyonaryo? Ang Pinky Web. Atty. Karen Jimeno. Ay mga pagka nagsalita, si Corina hindi. Kaya Marion eh. Baka bigla tayong gumanyan. Mahirap na. Yun na lang si Atty. Karen Jimeno at itong si Ma'am Pinky Web.
Video release of...
Ganda, palakpakan mo muna natin. Naalala ko tong si Atty. Karen Jimeno nung impeachment nitong si dating Chief Justice Renato Corona. Isa ho yan sa mga abogado na madalas nating makita nun eh. Hindi tayo nagkakamali. College days natin yung impeachment ni former Chief Justice Renato Corona. Palakpakan ba natin siya? Baka si Atty. Karen Jimeno yan.
Congressman Zaldico just yesterday, wherein he said that First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos and her brother Martin Araneta are involved in smuggling issues, being involved with rice importers, and Martin Araneta being involved in onion smuggling. Zaldico has also implicated President Bongbong Marcos himself and his son, Congressman Sandro Marcos. What is the impact of all of these allegations on Malacanang and PBBM's leadership?
Well, on Malacanang, Karen, it would seem that it's being destroyed. It's being rocked by all these insinuations that were used to be whispers from day one regarding the sibuyas and the bigas, and then lately because of the budget of the son and the father. So the trust, I would think that it would be in the single digit now, and the business confidence is really low. So overall, not one has been directly answered by the president, and that is why the public has always been asking, confront it while you develop the cases and file cases, right?
Well, palagay niyo po ba, merong impact yung hindi pag-uwi ni Zaldico? The fact that he only says this in yung sa mga revelations niya, lahat sa Facebook lang or sa videos, pero hindi siya sworn statement. And just this morning, I was listening to an interview of DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon saying that wag natin paliwalaan si Zaldico kasi hindi naman to sworn statement. Do you think na may impact itong mga sinasabi ni Zaldico kahit na walang affidavit?
Oo, sa tingin ko may impact yan kasi nabubuo yung storya sa isip ng tao kung ano talaga nangyari. May impact siya kahit hindi sworn affidavit dahil natutugma yung kwento, lalong-lalo na nung testimony ni Gutesa. May impact siya dahil lahat naman haka-haka dati, ngayon pinatutuon niya. So it is debilitating for Malacanang, for the institution of the presidency, and really they need to answer this directly.
Well, do you think the president is already trying to answer this directly in a sense that yung pagsagot niya kay Zaldico, yung recently, yung sabi niya, umuwi ka na dito at dito tayo magharap, and he was accusing him of trying to blackmail him pagka hindi nila kinancel yung kanyang passport, ititigil daw yung paglabas ng videos, but he said he doesn't negotiate with criminals. Yung fact na siya na ngayon ang nagre-release din ng videos na yung presidente, and also giving updates about the flood control probe, palagay niyo ba this is a way for him to speak up publicly and answer allegations directly? Or is this showing na medyo nag-worry na sila, or they're getting desperate as well with all the issues that are coming up?
Well, Karen, looks like may worry na.
May worry
the
na.
fact na nagpalit.
Nako, may worry na daw Malacanang eh. Hindi naman tayo political analyst eh. Si Prof. Malutigia, political analyst yan eh. Ika nga, hindi lang isang variable ang tinitingnan yan. Hindi lang isang ika nga, yung sinabi lang ni Zaldico, yung kanilang pag-aaral sa publicus tong siya. Lahat na yan mga kababayan, kinukonsider niya pagka naglabas ng salita sa bibig niyong ali na yan. Ito si Prof. Malutigia. Kaya pagka yan sinabi niya na nagwo-worry ng Malacanang, ba talagang yan, ika nga yan ho, malaki ang tsansa, mataas ang tsansa. Yan ho talaga nangyayari sa loob ng Malacanang.
Yung process nila ng communication at ang presidente na mismo ang humaharap at nag-explain on anything to do with the Mahiya Naman Kayo campaign. Unang-una, yung hindi nila gustong pabalikin si Congressman Ko kasi nung una pa lang may calls na ang public na i-cancel na ang passport. Pero ngayon nagpakatotoo siya at naglalabas ng mga kung ano-ano, dun nakakagulat. At tuwing release niya, may bagong elemento dun sa syndicate na nangyayari sa pamahalaan. Dun nakakagulat kasi hindi mo alam kung saan babagsak. That's why early on I was saying, he should come out with the full narrative so that the public is not held hostage with whatever narrative he wants to do. And we have, at a certain point, we have to be cognizant of the impact on institutions. We do not want the institution of the presidency to collapse. We do not want the institution of Congress to collapse. So all this add up to that. That's why I keep saying the president should be forthright. The Speaker Martin Romualdez should directly respond to the issues, and certainly we would want closure on these things because it's been what? Since July?
Yes, since July.
This is terrible for anyone in the bureaucracy, for any ordinary employee in the bureaucracy. The whole bureaucracy grinds to a halt because if I move and I decide, baka bumalik sa akin. So you see certain agencies just, floating and not really acting on their mandates.
Okay, but when you think of how this all started, nag-start nga siya sa, sabi mo nga, July, sa SONA, na Mahiya Naman Kayo. But I've had people asking me, what is the end game to all of this, Attorney Karen? Kasi nalilito rin sila. Ang iniisip nga nila, kung wala talagang kinalaman ang presidente, then it wouldn't come from him, yung statement na Mahiya Naman Kayo. But now, if his name is being implicated, including his family members, then what was his plan from the start?
That's what I said, I think, in one of the shows here, that it was not well thought of. The campaign of Mahiya Naman Kayo was just an afterthought, thinking that I can disassociate myself from the mess. But right now we see his name is being implicated on a daily basis. On every release of Congressman Ko, he is being dragged down. And there are no exit plans. I don't think the president even thought of, it will blow in his face and it will blow on the family, on the first family. So, napakahirap yung sitwasyon na hindi mo sasagutin. Yung ayaw mong sagutin dahil hindi sworn statement. So, sabihin mo yung totoo. How do you control the narrative? You control the narrative by telling the truth. And that's the only thing that people would want to see and hear. Unfortunately, we are being given a runaround and all things are being thrown at the window without the President saying, ano ba talaga ang totoo?
If Zaldico
Yun ang problema. Yun ang problema dito sa administration na to. Dapat kasi, wag na muna tayo magpunta kay Zaldico, kay Senator Amy Marcos muna tayo. Ano sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos? Adik ka, ading. Hindi magpo-hair follicle test ka. Diba? Yun lang naman yun eh. Oh. Ngayon, kung nasa tamang katinuan ka na, kumpirmado, approve, ika nga, pasado na yan. Normal yang si Banghag, ay normal yang si Marcos Jr., di ba? O, saka ka magpaliwanag doon sa mga sinasabi ni Zaldico. Ngayon, lahat ng lalabas sa bunganga mo, ika nga, kapani-paniwala. Bakit? Kasi normal ka. Kasi hindi ka adik. Di ba? Pero ngayon, paliwanag ka ng paliwanag. Kung ano-ano sinasabi mo kay Zaldico, ganito ka, ganyan ka. Hindi naman namin alam kung normal ka o man. Tsaka imposible ko talaga mga kababayan, no? Yung tipong wala kang kinalaman, presidente ka. Imposible huwin mga kababayan. Pero isa lang ho ang dito, ika nga, nangyari talaga dito. Ang kasing unang mission ng mga pamilya na yan, kaya babalik sila sa gobyerno, sabi nila, itatayo nila. Ipapatunayan nila na lahat ng aligasyon sa kanilang pamilya ay hindi totoo. Ano yun? Human rights violator, magnanakaw, di ba? Ang tarambong, di ba? Yan ang aligasyon sa kanila eh. Mga Marcos. Pagka sinabi Marcos, magnanakaw, automatic na yan. Pagka apelido Marcos, nasa kasunod nun, magnanakaw na kagad. Ang apelido ng Marcos ay magnanakaw. Ang apelido ni Ferdinand Marcos magnanakaw. Meron nang kasunod dun eh. Nasa pangalan na nila, salitang magnanakaw. Ngayon, hindi lang ho niya, ika nga, kinalimutan niya na ho yung itatayo niya. Ang ginawa niya na lang ho, ipinatunan. Raulo. Nakakatawa. Hindi. Wala akong itatayong dignidad. Wala akong itatayong kung ano pa man. Papatunan mo.
Zaldico does come home, do you think he'll get a fair trial and he will be secured?
Well, I hope he will get a fair trial. Being secured is another thing. So I doubt
Kasi kung
very
marami
much.
siyang alam, di ba?
Oo, I doubt very much if he will come home. Kasi mukhang dala niya lahat yung records niya, yung documents niya to be able to release tables and all these names, the page of the GAB. It's like he has all the armaments to put down this administration. Unfortunately, he is one who benefited from it. I don't see in his daily novela that sabi niya wala siya natanggap. Nobody would believe that,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So
Imposible yun.
kay congressman ko, oo, tumira ka, pero sabihin mo rin talaga ano naging parte mo. Kasi parang hugas kamay rin eh. So lahat ng Pilipino nagtataka, bilyon-bilyon hugas kamay. So
At
medyo
meron
may problema.
mga na-discover na mga helicopters and planes that are either linked to him or that he uses but are in the name of his company. PBBM reports that the Anti-Money Laundering Council has ordered the freezing of more assets of Zaldico. And this includes 2 helicopters and an airplane. DPWH has already recommended the charges be filed against former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Do you think that the AMLC will eventually also freeze assets of Speaker Martin Romualdez?
I hope so, Karen, because you have to be fair. You cannot be, siding with one just because he is the first cousin. But still, it takes time for them to move on the former speaker. Yun ang hindi ko maintindihan. When you look at things in the House of Representatives, nobody moves there unless blessed by the speaker. Nobody goes beyond their jurisdiction in terms of committee unless ordered by the speaker. So, I don't know why he is being treated that way. Probably he might have a role later on in this striptease that, we might be surprised if the speaker then says, you were involved.
Kung ma-filean siya ng kaso, do you think there will come a point where he will point to the president himself should there be an involvement of the president?
I think that's part of the backroom negotiations happening as we talk. There are certain politicians who do not want their names included. There are certain politicians, contractors, who is questioning ICI in the jurisdiction of ICI. So mahaba-haba pa ito. Pero hanggang saan? Meanwhile, balik tayo sa bansa natin. The economy is being trashed. The economy is in the doldrums. You know, we are not getting the kind of economic traction that we want so we can develop as a nation.
Well, since pinag-usapan na natin, nabanggit nyo na po yung economy natin, when PBBM ran in 2022, one of his campaign slogans was, Pilipinas babangon muli. Our stock market had the worst performance this year. The peso exchange rate is at an all-time low and investments are down. So parang kabaliktaran ng babangon tayo muli. Do you think the government has a game plan to improve the economy of the Philippines? And do you think this new revamped economic team will do a better job? But before you answer this question, we'll have to take a short break at the
Forward na ho natin yan, siyempre, di ba? Yan tayo sa PH update eh. Grabe, no? Yung kanyang mga litanya na babangon tayong muli. Anak ng tawa, sila lang pala nila siya. Tayo lang ang babangon muli. Anak ng tawa, bumangon kayo. Dati hindi kayo nakakapagnakaw. Ngayon, nakakapagnakaw na kayo ulit. Babangon. Ay, naku.
with Professor Malu Ikia. Professor Malu, when President Bongbong Marcos ran in 2022,
Diyan pala doon sa kanilang ang kanilang yung revamp ng kanilang economic team nitong si Marcos Jr. Anak ng tawa, kung meron silang plano na i-execute ngayong mga panahon na to, it's too late. Dapat noon pa lang kung talagang solido yung team nitong si Marcos Jr., hindi lumagapak na ganito ang ating ekonomiya. Di ba? Yung tipong kahit na-maintain lang nila yung iniwan nitong si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, okay na tayo dun eh. Maintain lang. Ang problema, hindi nga, ang ginawa ko nila, pinasok nila sila.
one of his campaign slogans was, babangon muli. Pero ngayon, we've had the worst performance of our stock market this year. The peso exchange rate is at an all-time low and our investments are also down. So parang kabaliktaran siya ng babangon muli. Do you think that the president has a game plan to make the Philippine economy recover? And do you think that this revamped economic team will do a better job?
Well, I hope he has a plan, but I don't see the fourth quarter being different from the third quarter. I think this will continue. And usually, pag first quarter, galit ang mga Pilipino dahil walang pera. Di ba? Nanggaling ka sa gastos, wala kang pera, magbabayad ka ng tax. That first quarter is critical. A good sign is the appointment of Secretary Frederick Go. But the first move, which was to cancel all LOA, was applauded by the business sector. So, but I don't know if he has the patience to deal with the issues of the economy. Very problematic in the series of factors that you mentioned was capital formation. We're negative. Why are we negative in capital formation? For the simple reason that there is no pump-priming of the economy. There are no infra projects. There are no BB, Build Better More. So yung babangon muli, sa tingin ko, siguro ang default no, nalugmok ang Pilipinas, kaya babangon muli. Pero ngayon, mas lalo tayo nalugmok after 3 years. Yung ating GDP, we're like 4%, which is like not planned because originally
this was below the projections.
5%, di ba? 5.5. So, paano mo aayusin yan kung ang problema ay business confidence? Yung confidence, nanggagaling yun sa tiwala. Naniniwala ka ba sa leader? At kung naniniwala ka, sige mag-i-invest ako, sige gagastos ako, sige mag-i-expand ako. Even domestic businessmen, they're not expanding, they're just waiting. Kaya nga ang parating sabi, Malu, saan tayo dadalhin? Sabi ko, sir, hindi ko alam. Kasi we don't see any plan.
So pag ganun nga, well, we have another rally upcoming in November 30. So for foreign investors, I know that's always a cause for concern na lagi na lang may rally, and so the perception is there's really a lot of instability in the country. Well, yung call for resignation, dati si Professor Froilan Calilong said that here, sinabi niya at the forefront, in case President Bongbong Marcos resigns and Vice President Sara succeeds, this would allow us to test her leadership for 2 years. And so by 2028, there would be a more even playing field among candidates for the presidential elections. What are your thoughts on
That's
this?
right. No, again, we go back. If the president, there are 4 grounds: resignation, incapacity, removal,
removal from office, that would be an impeachment.
The health. So 4 yan. If the president resigns, under our Constitution, it is the obligation of any vice president to be prepared. Ang hindi ko maintindihan dito, why are they now calling for the resignation of the vice president? Our Constitution says she assumes in case of those 4. Now, yes, the Constitution talks about you can call for both to resign, but there is no succession law yet. The Constitution has been there since 1987, and there were some who filed, but nobody really mustered enough support to make it a Republic Act.
Yeah, well, there are groups that are calling for the resignation of both the president and the vice president, and to have a transition council instead. What are your thoughts on that idea?
My problem with the transition council is who appoints? Who tells them that you're only good for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? That will add up to the instability that you were saying. When you see rallies, and I think there'll be more rallies after November 30, that's actually a recipe for investors to hold back and say, what is happening in the Philippines? Can we do this? And in 2026, we're chairing ASEAN. So how would this play around these things? And then there is that talk about diplomacy and, the position taken by the vice president. I think it's quite clear that we are in a multipolar world, and siding with one or the other doesn't work for the Philippines. So babalik ulit tayo dun sa, kung ikaw ang nahalal na vice presidente, respetuhin mo yun kasi kasama dun sa pagtakbo nilang dalawa is the ability to govern and the mandate or the responsibility or the obligation of the vice president to be prepared. Now that the vice president says, if it happens, I am ready. And all vice presidents should be like that.
Undersecretary Claire Castro, in response to what Vice President Sara Duterte said na she's ready should the president resign, said that based on that statement, si Vice President Sara is a political destabilizer. Ano po yung comment niyo?
Hindi naman yung political destabilization kasi hindi naman siya nagsabi na, umalis ka na dyan, ako na ang papalit, o mag-resign ka na. Wala. In fact, she was quiet and she, you have a vice president who's very hesitant to be president, slide down to vice president, hesitant to say anything.
Si former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo is one of the presidents that was able to succeed through the resignation of her predecessor. And ang perception ng mga tao, close si PGMA kay Vice President Sara. Where is PGMA in all of this? We haven't seen her or heard from her in a while.
I think that's the recognition of the strength and the capability of the former vice president to be mixing and sensing people. It's quite clear that she is very much interested in this country. That's why she's still in the public office. And she wants a smooth transition. If ever something happens, we follow the Constitution. Unless we declare the Constitution to be null and void, and we work on the junta or transition. But
are you in favor of that? Kasi
no,
si
I'm not.
DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla said that they have identified several personalities involved in efforts to destabilize the
ito naman si Secretary John
through
Vic.
a military junta daw.
Mahirap naman yan. Mahirap yung military junta. At saka yung sinasabi na magsalita ka lang na resign is already destabilization. I think it takes more than saying resign to be known as a destabilization agent.
Si John Vic Remulla, parang di nyo naman alam yan. Parang si Ping Lacson din ho yan. So, guys, maraming salamat sa pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayong lahat. Mahal natin Pilipinas. Maraming salamat mga kababayan.